Oh, wow. Ariella Bracha came back.
I'm sorry, ladies, ladies.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi. Listen, it's still Purim. You'll forgive me, but it's still Purim. You don't even have to forgive me.
Still Adar.
Yes, still Adar. You heard it from the boss. It's still Adar. And in fact, a Rav, the Rebbe of Chabad, was asked, "What's this business of the Simcha of Adar? When does it reach its climax? It's C. It's and then from there it's like all down, not all downhill, but when does it reach its height?" So there's three choices: Rosh Chodesh Adar, which was like almost 60 days ago, and then it starts to dwindle, or Purim, we might think. Purim is the big day. We're celebrating Adar, we're celebrating Purim, and then a little less. And you know what he said? It's all the way to the last day of Adar. And from the Purim, the Simcha of Adar, we go into the Geula, the redemption of Nisan. So our C is still growing. It's even more than it was on Purim, if you could believe that. Ah! No words. No words. Yeah. Oh, but you read the script. You read it. And
Right on the cue.
So we merit to feel this joy deep in our hearts and also to share it with each other. I'm going to ask you later for ideas how to share joy, so you can just start thinking.
Wait. You're the king of queen of joy.
Yeah, but
you're the one to lead that question.
I know, but we're going big, so I need your help. So now this is for Rechov HaPalmach, for Leah Rachel's mother. Leah Rachel misses us very much. She can't wait to come back to learn with us and to be with us on Mondays. And she really wanted to come before her mother had an operation. She was going to be back for Purim, but then it got postponed. Anyway, she's Baruch Hashem recuperating, and Leah Rachel will be with us next week. Leah Rachel, you know her.
Yeah.
Wyman? Freeman.
No, Freeman. Her son was a soldier, now Baruch Hashem, not a soldier. And so Rechov HaPalmach for her mother, Rivka Baskana, and for Aliyah's Neshama for the children of Phyllis. Our dear friend Phyllis, four of her children passed away, to be for Aliyah's Neshama for them. And for Dvar Chaim ben Amichai and Aaron Simcha ben Mikol David. So when we talk about every Chag, every Yom Tov, when it's over, let's say the 7th day of Pesach, and it's over, we're about to put back all our dishes, right, and take out the bread and the pizza and go,
She's already done with. You're already done with Pesach?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I'm imagining the future. And then at that point, it's not over. It has come. Pesach ba. What do you mean Pesach ba? We just had 7 days. Come. It's over. It's not over. It came to me. We can live it. It can melaveh. It can accompany us to the future. The Simcha of Purim can stay inside of our hearts, and we can live it the whole year. I'm not saying we're clowns and we put on red noses and we, do that all year long, although there's nothing wrong with doing that like every day for a few minutes. Not just nothing wrong, it's very right and very good.
Do you do that?
Oh, I sure try. I dance around the table. I try.
You put the red nose on?
Red nose, I want to. I make funny pictures in the mirror. Now I don't even have to make funny pictures, funny faces. The mirror is just funny. I said, wait a minute, wait a minute, are you putting on a face? Oh no, that's me. Oh. So and that's what we do to keep the simcha alive, because it's very catchy for ourselves. Like when we're a little down or dry or blah or just that pickup of that simcha changes the day. So that's how we can keep Purim alive all year. All year, it's with us. It's inside of us. Like Judy just counted this. She said it's right. The Rebbe of Adar said if we're bisimcha on Purim, bisimcha equals 365. Then we will have the opportunity, the koyach, the zechus to be bisimcha all year long. And we're having right now 2 Adars, which is 60 days instead of 30. And we know Kol Rab Batel B'Shishim, right? If you put a little milk, if a little milk spills into the chicken soup, if it's less than 1/60th, Batel, it's kosher. Don't worry, don't have to throw away the pot, can have the soup.
Not the case on Pesach.
Yeah.
If the chametz falls into the pot,
Forget it, because we don't want any chametz in our house.
Right.
That's like gaiva.
or our soup.
Or our soup, heart and soup. Boy, we're like.
We're a team.
together.
We're a team.
So, but tell the Shishim, there's 60 days of Adar Aleph and Adar Base, because anybody could help me 30 plus 30?
Let's see. It's my phone.
No, I got my computer, but 60. Yeah, it's so hard. We're so drunk with joy. Anyway, now let's get a little serious if it's possible. Okay, so the joy of Simcha is this joy of Simcha. The Simcha of Adar, I heard from Malki Karfman, is like the 48 hours of Purim. There's 1 day Purim, then Purim, Shushan Purim is like Ne'ilah on Yom Kippur, Yom Kippuri. It's like when we say Aye and Keser on Musaf of Shabbos, the Kedusha of Musaf, we say Aye, Hashem, where are you? And we say Keter, we're crowning Hashem. That's, I don't know if every shul does that. I know that Ashkenazim, like Litaim, in their shul, they don't say Keter in the Kedusha of Musaf. And Reb Shimshon Pinkas, who loved it so much, his shul didn't have Keter. They have a different wording. So after shul, he would find a Hasidic shul and go in there just to hear the Keter, that we're crowning Hashem. And in the Medrash Vayikra Rabbah, Parsha Beis. Not bad. It says there's a mashal to a person who's making a crown. And his friend comes by and says, oh, you're making a crown. What are you making a crown for? Who are you making it? I'm making it for the king. Oh, for the king? You're making a crown? If it's for the king, you should make sure to put in all the diamonds and the precious stones, the most precious in the world, because it's for the king. And on this medrash, Rabbi Nachman has a comment. He says this is a mashal to a person. Every single Jew is a crown to Hashem. Each of us came from under his kisei hakavod, his holy throne, and each of us is like crown to him. And how can we find and bring out the crown in each other? How can we find and bring out the holy soul in each of us, even in the lowest, farthest Jew? Baal Shem Tov says that I wish I loved my child or the greatest person, the closest person, as much as Hashem loves the farthest, lowest Jew. That's how much Hashem loves and sees the keter, sees the heart. Remember of Aryeh Levine, who was very short, and he was always kind to the boys and the children and the teenagers that left the derech and weren't keeping Shabbos, and they would even hide their cigarettes behind them and crumble them in their hand and hurt. Instead of him having the agvas nefesh, instead of aggravating, smoking on Shabbos. They loved him so much, he loved them so much. So one guy, a real tall guy, he loves him. And every time this guy is so embarrassed because his yarmulke, his kippah became smaller and smaller till it disappeared. And he's walking around like that. And every time he sees Reb Aryeh Levine, he runs away. He runs down the corner in the alley. One time, the game was up. He saw him across, it was like a street away, and Reb Aryeh Levine sees him in full vision, says, hi, come. And he starts running over to him. He had no choice. He couldn't escape. He walks up to him. How are you? How are you doing? You're like the boy. I'm Reb Aryeh Levine. How are you? And then he said, how could you love me so much? Look, I'm not wearing a yarmulke. So now, this is where I learned from this story how that Reb Aryeh Levine was very short, because this boy was tall, like 6'4". Reb Aryeh Levine was maybe 5'2", whatever, short. So what does he answer? Where my eyes reach, I see your heart. If we could see the heart of every Jew, we would see the diamonds, the keter, the crown, and the heart of ourselves too, you know? The heart of ourselves also, which brings me to my most favorite story. I heard around a month ago, I've been living with it. I know you've heard it a lot, so you could take a break, get a tea, or hear it again because I live it. So when Hashem took us out of Egypt, remember the word Pesach, right? The holiday coming up is from Pesach. He jumped over every home that had Jewish people in it. He didn't hurt them. So he saw that there was blood on the mashkov on the side of the door, and Pesach. And the Rashbam says Pesach, he jumped over it like rakad, kafatz. Hashem, let's just imagine it. Hashem is the way we can understand it. He jumped over and danced and was happy every time he came to the house of a Jew. And what did he say? Well, the children come from kindergarten, and when they sing this song, they say, "Here lives a Jew," is what Hashem said. As he was dancing around the house of a Jew, here lives a Jew. He was so happy. He was so excited, as if to say. He was so mitpaer. He was so proud. He got like excited. He got like so happy. He started dancing. Now, let us think for a minute. What kind of Jews was he jumping over their homes? These Jews were on the 49th level of impurity. One more, and it's, God forbid, 50th level, there's chas v'shalom. It says in the Medrash, halalu v'alalu ovdei avodah zarah. They and the Egyptians were serving avodah zarah, were serving idols. So that's why they came and said, Hashem, how could you save them? They're no better than their Egyptian brothers or friends or not friends, or they're on the same level. These are the Jews. Hashem got so excited. These are the Jews that he danced and jumped and felt so so proud of and so excited about. Does that mean something? I should sit down?
No.
I should dance?
Soon.
So just give me the.
Yeah.
So whatever, I heard that, and the next time I was in Yerushalayim, I saw guys all around with tattoos, and and then I saw a little yarmulke, or I saw them help somebody. I said, Hashem, here is a Jew. Here is a Jew. I got so excited. I did a little dance. You can't dance a little gula. So it's like I was looking for an address. That was my dance. In my kitchen also, I see there's fleishik and milchik, there's meat and milk, there's shalom pot, there's chicken soup. I say, Hashem, a Jew lives here. Here lives a Jew. It's me. We should get excited about ourselves. Okay, now I'm excited because what? None? Oh, so since I have no time left, I just.
All right, you can have 3 more.
Oh, God bless you. So this is something that I found on Shabbos, and I was amazed. I'm not going to read it all, but this man, maybe you saw it. His name is Amichai Ressler. He's 45 years old. He lost his son on that Simchas Torah. He was a tractor driver all his years, and now for the memory of his son, he made a decision because his son was happy from the day he was born. His son made his friends happy. His son brought peace to everything he was reading about his son. I started thinking about my son. He was so happy. So now the father, Amichai, is going around the world making people happy. And I saw this on Shabbos, and then I went to a birthday party of a friend, 50 years old. She's young, and she said to me, could you please give me a bracha? I should be as happy as you, and I should work on simcha as much as you. So I said, you should be happier, and it should come naturally. And then I said to myself, wow, I would like to do this for my son, for Aliyah's neshama, for that his neshama should get higher. And then last night at Rachel's house, I spoke about this. And I saw another way that Hashem said to me, yes, it's a good idea. I'm with you. Hashem gave me like his okay on this, like a hug. And what was it? When I said it last night at Rachel's house, who was there? And he never comes, but his parents went away, so he slept over, my 6-year-old grandson. And he's named after my son, Aaron Simcha. So he was there when I got this idea, when I said it for the first time last night. Not the second time. So this is the help I need for you. I feel it's Hashem's ratzon that we'll do a gemach. He travels the world making people happy. He also has a gemach of tefillin, and the next bar mitzvah boy that's going to get it is from Netherlands. So I don't see myself traveling to Schweiz to smile and make people happy. Maybe I'll go to Netherlands and I'll deliver the tefillin. But meanwhile, let's start in this room. If we can smile at each other, and give me ideas more. And then it'll be for our son, Aaron Simcha, then Michal David. His name is Simcha. He was born on Sukkot. And Aaron, he brought peace to all his friends, and he was born on the Ushpizin, the guest of Aaron. So in his memory, may we be happy and may we share the happiness with each other. And it says right here, that will be what Hashem wants, and that will be Mashiach. The Father said that Hashem wants that now, and he believes that will bring the Gula Shlema. Keep a simcha, seitzeu. How did we get out of Egypt? The Navi says, keep a simcha. Seitzeu. Came out with joy.
Thank you, Miriam.
Any ideas, please help me.
I need an injection of simcha. I'm so tired. I'd like to say it's because I'm cleaning so hard, but that would be a lie. I was thinking about my mother used to clean with a toothpick. Did we do that? Oh, the kitchen, right? Yes. That's a madriga. So I have to go out and get my toothpicks. And all right, so
you don't use a toothpick.
use a toothbrush.
You don't use a toothpick.
Well, I do. I have. Okay. All right. So. Pardon me?
In Muncie, I learned to Pesach in Muncie, New York. You use a toothpick. You take out the pot handles. Use a toothpick.
You just put them in a box and then you just spray it.
Yeah, that's right.
In a box, like what's wrong with that? Okay.
You just put bleach. That's the end of everything.
There you go. That's right. She's got a good method. Okay, go to her house and watch. And then you cover everything with tinfoil. Nice. Okay. All right. So we're continuing our study of the laws of Shabbos, the Malach of Hotzah, and last week we finally got to a definition of what Hotzah is. It has to be two distinct acts. One is lifting something, and the other is akira, to like lift up something, remove it from wherever it was, and hanacha, which is what we're going to talk about today, and placing it. But just a quick review. So akira has to happen. It applies to objects that are stationary. The entire object has to be moved at one time, like lifting up one end and then the other end. And then also it has to be completely moved from one domain into the other domain for it to be considered the act of carrying. Of course, Midirabanan, even those things are limited because they appear to be carried, but as pretty much applies to everything that we talk about in this whole area. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the hanacha, the not a discount, not that kind of hanacha. This is the one like to place something in a place. Okay, so that's basically it. After something has been removed, it has to be any way of setting it down. So either you can set it down with your hands, or you can like kick a pebble, right? And it has to, the act is actually only occurs when it comes to complete stop. So this pebble that you've been kicking, it once the minute that it stops, that is the malacha of hotzah. You've done the act of hanacha. Same things, a ball, only when I'm demonstrating. See you like to okay. A ball only when it comes to rest is the act of carrying complete.
You can remove the table.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean anything. If something is in a unbelievable. if something is an enclosed area, Leah, if something is an enclosed, if something is in a reshus hayachid, then you don't really have, you have, if something is at a private place, you don't have a problem, right? Inside your house, it's not really an issue. Okay.
Wait a second, question. So if you were to kick a ball from the inside your house to outside the house,
Yeah.
and there was no error, you would have to be kicking it, is that what you're saying?
No, you shouldn't kick it. Unless you want to spend Shabbos kicking a ball, really. No, but also, Elisheva, if you were to just lie there outside your house and you start kicking it,
Yeah.
then you would also have to kick it all of Shabbos. No, it's both. It's picking up something, like if you're walking and you discover that you have something in your pocket, okay, so you're carrying that thing and you're carrying it from, so yeah, so you have to never put it down. You have to keep it going. I say this, you're right. This is where there is no Eruv. I say it every week. So, I mean, I think,
We got it.
okay. But you're quite right. Okay. All right. So the thing has to come to rest. And so, for example, if good morning, if you're throwing a ball against a wall and you catch it, I mean, that's not halacha. That's not, you haven't done it. If you imagine doing this, like you are standing inside your house, you drop the ball and you catch it, you have not done the malacha because it never stopped moving. So I don't know, you haven't done the malacha. Okay, so next, the next topic we're going to talk about is doing something where we're sort of moving into an area of a little bit now and beginning next time. What's the point of talking about whether something is d'Rabbanan or d'Oraisa? Why do we need to know this? And the answer is because in case you get into trouble, in case you're in a situation like you're walking down a very busy street in the middle of Monsey, New York, and you discover that you've got stuff in your pockets, or you're walking your kid home who's like 6 years old and always walks home, and suddenly he has it. What do you do when this kid has a meltdown and refuses to move, right? So that's that. So you need to know these distinctions because this is like, how do you solve this immediate problem? What's the least problematic way to act to solve this problem? Okay, so we have this idea of hanacha kila'acher yad in a backhanded way. We've had that term kila'acher yad when we're talking about muksa. When you move muksa, depending on the particular type and the particular circumstances, but if you do something with it in an unusual way, then it might be permissible under the circumstances. So the same thing is true when you're with carrying. So like if you if you find something and there's nowhere to deposit anything, right? So one way might be just to pull your pocket up, and I'm demonstrating. Pull your pocket up and just keep walking. Just keep walking.
What if it's $100 bill?
Drop the bill and keep walking.
And stay there.
Some would do that. But then you got to get your pockets back in your pocket. Okay, or you can just also throwing it over your shoulder. And then my friend used to say that Haryad would be, she would go and she would do something. That would be her unusual way of doing it. I don't know. What?
Did you wear that skirt with a pocket special so you could demonstrate?
This is the same skirt I wear every single week. Do you know this? I don't know anybody knows. Like the same skirt week after week after week. Okay. So, but there's other instances, like let's say you have to carry something. I was trying to think of what would be the circumstances. Someone has to go to the hospital. It's an emergency. You have to get money to them. The cab driver refuses to go unless he's paid. So how do you carry the money? So if you carry the money in your hat, in your mouth, in your bra, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not sure. Not sure. Yeah, maybe.
That's
Maybe-
already become
maybe-
conventional. so-
Yeah.
That's what?
She said that's already conventional way of carrying.
Yeah.
But like carrying food in your mouth, okay, would not be allowed. Because that's how you it's a conventional thing to carry food in your mouth. So you cannot walk on the street eating. What?
Not if it's still in the bag.
In your mouth?
In the bag.
Oh, in the bag? Okay.
What about money in a shoe?
Maybe in the shoe. Yeah, I think that's unconventional enough. I don't know, he gives very, I don't know, penny loafers, no, you can't. Okay, so so if you're carrying something in your mouth, then like food, then that would not be permitted. And then just this is an important note, 1 second, one second, please. Eating in the street is not proper for refined people at any time.
Right.
Okay. Yes, Leah, what did you want to say?
If you go to the hospital, I want to bring some food. It's food, you can take it.
Not on
No.
Shabbos.
It's for Shabbos?
No, it's not about Tzfat, Leah.
What is it?
It's not about Tzfat.
If there's an Eruv, then you don't have a problem. If there is no Eruv, everything that I've been talking about, okay, it's only in a place where there is no Eruv, which in case somebody doesn't know, if there's some kind of created enclosure around a city, around a space, in most cases it's made with a wire and holes and things like that. Okay, so I think that's it, and that's all.
Last week, I think it was last week, you had asked about, somebody asked about the phone number, somebody could call to find out if everything's up.
Shayna called.
I called.
Oh, well, Shayna also called. And what'd the guy say?
So I got a phone number.
Okay, so people could call that every week?
Yeah, it's a person. It's a person that's in charge of the Eruv of Tzfat. That's what she wants.
David.
David, right.
Sometimes it-
So I have a phone number if you want.
But
And send it to me.
What, you put
I'll send
down, sometimes it's down?
No, he says it's not. He said it's very rarely.
Big store.
Right. Right, if there would be a huge snowstorm, you might inquire.
The person at the Robin gave me the phone number said that, first of all, WhatsApp will go out and word of mouth, and most likely you'll find out.
Right.
The most likely you'll find out.
They have the WhatsApp group.
Phone number.
The Eruv WhatsApp group, it gets out. It gets out. Okay, I have a few announcements before others. Okay, so I just want to mention that today at 12:30, Shoshana Nissenbaum Goldstein has kindly agreed to continue for another 2 weeks. And so she'll be speaking about, the preparing for Pesach through Shir HaShirim. Sounds interesting. Okay, so that's at 12:30. And also want to mention that we only have today and next Monday, and then we're going on vacation for an entire month. Really comes in, we'll be returning.
Use the word vacation.
Okay, great. Okay, there you go.
For Pesach, not a vacation.
Okay, good point. Very good point. Okay, so break it, and that's until Monday, May 13th, which is the first Monday after Rosh Chodesh, in case Rosh Chodesh ER, in case you don't remember the date. Okay, also just want to remind everybody, dues, you can pay. Are you gonna do that? I started. Was that your announcement? Was that?
No, that was the.
Okay, so so you could either pay on a weekly basis or you can pay on a monthly basis. And even though we're not a full month, the money that you pay does not cover all of our expenses. It does not cover the food. It does not cover our teachers. It doesn't. So if you feel like being generous and you want to pay for the entire month, that would be a nice thing to do. I don't have to record this, do I?
Yeah.
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 They can hear it, but they don't have to, it doesn't have to be recorded, right? So,